Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Huddle as we're breaking down week 12 and our week 13 predictions. And we started off with a little Thanksgiving battle between the Bills and the Lions. You know, final score was 28-25. And what I took away from that game, being a Detroit Lion fan myself, is that Dan Campbell might be the worst coach in NFL history because he absolutely gifted the win to the Bills. Terrible clock management. So, yeah, the Lions still suck and the Bills just got lucky.
You know, with the Lions being not a very good team, playing supposedly one of the best teams in the league, this was a very good game. But I will have to admit, the Bills are looking not too good, and the Lions are looking pretty good. There it is.
You know, I'm actually going to disagree with that statement, considering the Lions lost 28-25, but on the Bills, I think the Bills are looking great, especially Josh Allen. That dude is a beast. 253 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, and on the ground he added 78, which is the most on the Bills. You know, the Lions are actually looking like a pretty good team, but, you know, it's the Bills, probably the best team in the NFL. I mean, it's expected that the Bills would win.
And then the Giants played America's team, as in the Cowboys, which is not America's team. But, you know, the Cowboys did get a win as, you know, Zeke Elliott finally didn't look like a freaking bum for once. And, you know, Dak Prescott had a pretty mediocre game, but it was enough to beat the Giants. Saquon Barkley kind of sucked. So that's probably why.
I was watching this game, chomping down on some turkey. And it was a pretty exciting game, pretty close game. 20-28, Cowboys winning. I'm going to be honest, it was probably one of the best games of this week. It was just an all-out battle pretty much the whole game. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good game on Thanksgiving Day. 4:30 p.m., you know. You sit down, watch the NFL. Your mama makes you some turkey, and you just enjoy it. But the Cowboys beat the Giants 28-20. Daniel Jones, he's actually looking pretty good on the Giants. It wasn't good enough to put up with the Cowboys' defense, though. It was really all in the air, especially to CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had 106 yards, 6 receptions. So on average, 17.7 yards. Dak Prescott, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions. So, you know, if you're a Giants fan, you want to take control of all the opportunities you have, and that's not what they did.
But, yeah, we did skip the Vikings game. And, you know, it was a pretty freaking good game. Looks like primetime Kirk finally came to play. And, you know, he did that by finding Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and TJ Hawkinson all having solid games. Again, I don't know why the Lions traded TJ Hawkinson. They're probably just tanking for the number 1 pick in the draft, who's obviously going to be the best running back the NFL's ever seen. Blake Corum, straight out of Michigan. But, yeah.
This game, it was a decent game. I mean, I haven't heard much about the Patriots at all this season, and they put up a pretty good fight against the Vikings. Vikings won by a touchdown. I mean, great game, 26-33. Kirk Cousins came out to play. I mean, don't even get me started on Justin Jefferson. That dude, he's wild. But I mean, yeah, they just came out on top. Patriots couldn't stop them.
Yeah, 33-26. I thought it would be a higher scoring game considering the Vikings are pissed off that they lost last week. I mean, how do you lose? Well, I think it was 40-0, and I thought they'd just come out with fire, especially playing a crappy team like the Patriots. Actually, they're not even that bad. 6-5 from the Patriots, 9-2 the Dolphins. Kirk Cousins, though, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but, that's fine, considering they still won the game. And, the Vikings need to continue with that fire and make sure they don't put up a huge loss against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, what a game. The first Sunday game. This game was kind of like me the day after or the Sunday after Thanksgiving. My parents thought that they could hide. They thought they could play defense on my attack on the sweets and treats in the pantry. But guess what? They couldn't. I eventually found those. And let's just say your boy was going to Pound Town on some chocolate-covered Rice Krispies because I had a blast. And, that's kind of what happened in the Dolphins and Texans game, as the Texans thought they could play some good defense on Miami, but they didn't, and they gave up 30 points in the first half. Now, that's all that they scored the whole game, but it doesn't matter, as, we've been seeing a lot of the same from 300 yards, Tyreek Hill getting a lot of catches and yards, so, yeah, just a good old-fashioned butt-whooping.
Yeah, just like Ryan said, good old-fashioned butt-whooping. Dolphins, I hate to say this, but they are looking like one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Definitely Super Bowl contenders. I mean, Tua, that dude, he's a great football player. Tyreek Hill, thousands of catches. I mean, that dude's a beast. But, there was this one play. Tua got sacked and his knees just got absolutely destroyed. No way this dude did not tear all of his ligaments and joints in his knee. That was ridiculous. But he still played after that. So I think he's gonna keep playing all this season, keep being a dog.
Yeah. Texans versus Dolphins. There's no surprise here at all. The Texans are the worst team in the NFL. I mean, you could put a freaking D2 college team. I think they'd have a good chance against the Texans. 30-15 though. Tua Tagovailoa or whatever how you say it. I don't really care. 299 yards and a touchdown. And rushing, Jeffrey Wilson had a touchdown. From the beginning of the game, you're like, whoa, the Dolphins are beating up on the Texans. In the first half, they were up 30-0. And, I had the Dolphins defense and special teams on my fantasy. They got me a crap ton of points. But they kind of switched. The Dolphins got 0 points, but obviously the Texans offense can't put up 30 in one half because they suck.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Owen, as much as I, appreciate you telling me all those stats that are so very important, you might want to cut it down because we don't need to hear every single stat in the freaking game. What a game. But yeah. And the next Sunday game was Cincinnati versus Tennessee. And, I'm sure a lot of people thought Tennessee was going to come in to their home stadium and beat up on a hurt Bengals, but they did the opposite, getting embarrassed in front of their home crowd as Samanje Piran just kind of embarrassed that defense as he just had his way. And T. Higgins looked like a Pro Bowler out there getting the Bengals the win.
Yeah, this was a great game. I mean, Derrick Henry was, how do you get like a 30-yard run and then on the 1-yard line get the ball smacked out of your hands? But, they still got the touchdown because they recovered it in the end zone. But still, Derrick Henry got the ball smacked out of his hands on the 1-yard line. Like, dude's got to step it up. But Joe Burrow was actually looking like a great quarterback the other day, throwing a bunch of dimes. Oh my goodness, that dude's a dog. He's great. He I would like to say he had a game-winning catch. The little toe tap that they reviewed, great catch.
Yeah, the Bengals, they took offense to the Titans fan running around the tunnel screaming, Cincinnati chili sucks. They took offense, and they really showed him who's boss. Joe Burrow did that, having 270 yards. Pretty good game from him, mainly to T. Higgins. And, a lot of us Cincinnatians, we didn't know what was going to happen as the Bengals did not have two of their stars, Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. But on rushing, they still got it fine with Samaje Perrin. Never heard of that dude, but, he had 58 yards.
Someone's not a true Cincinnatian over here. Broncos played Panthers. Nothing much to say about this game other than Panthers kind of just controlled the pacing of this game, scoring in every quarter. Sam Darnold played the most mid-game you could ever imagine. And, it was really just a ground game that got the Panthers offense going.
This game, it was pretty good. The Broncos are so bad. Like, they literally blow. Like, I'm sorry. Being a Seahawks fan, trading Russell Wilson was a great idea because he absolutely blows this year. Like, he's so bad. And on the sideline, someone finally yelled at him, and he just ignored the dude. He literally just ignored him. Like, it's just a terrible team. Like, they have no coordination, no nothing. And the Panthers were actually looking like a pretty good football team. Being one of the worst for the past couple years, ever since Cam Newton, they actually played a pretty good game this week.
Yeah, Panthers controlled this game with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had 164 yards. It was mainly to DJ Moore. You found him a lot. He had 4 receptions. On defense, the Panthers held up, only allowing the Dolphins to get 10 points, and that's really it.
Then the Bears played the Jets. The Bears just got embarrassed without Justin Fields as their starting quarterback. Kind of just peed down his leg in this game as he absolutely sucked. But even though the Bears had Chase Claypool, he didn't really do that much. And the Jets, Mike White just looked like a franchise quarterback out there, going about 80% and throwing for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, this was a pretty good game. Jets are definitely one of the best teams in the league. And, whooping up on the Bears 31-10. It's not much, but yeah, just a good game, good solid game. Bears are it's a pretty good expected game. Jets are pretty good, Bears are decent. Justin Fields, I mean, he was out. That some people are gonna take that and say, "Oh, well, we only lost because Justin Fields wasn't there." Yeah. Shut up. He's not that good. He's not gonna save your whole team by a whooping by the Jets.
As Mark White carried the offense on the Jets, 315 yards, but all of a sudden, Brandon Mann got in an NFL game. Whoever thought that would happen? Not me, because he went 0 for 1 on completed attempts. What a clown. How are you going to go in an NFL game? Just like Garrett Wilson. I mean, nobody knows who that is because he had -1 yards. And Elijah Moore, you probably know who that is, -4. So, really just sucks for these Jets getting negative yards. They put in so many second-string players because they were whooping up on the Bears, and the Bears suck.
And the Falcons played the Commanders. To put it plain and simple, this game sucked. And, yeah, that's all I really got to say. Marcus Mariota did pretty good, but, Taylor Heineke threw 2 touchdowns, which ended up getting them the win.
Yeah, I mean, the Commanders are a decent team. Falcons, decent team. That makes it a decent game. I mean, 13-19, not very high scoring, but it's also kind of close. I mean, kind of a bummy game. Like, let everyone settle down from the big weekend. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good game as the Commanders won 19-13. No surprise there. They're playing the Falcons. The Falcons are not good at all. The Commanders, though, they look pretty good. Controlled it in the rushing game with Brian Robinson Jr.
Yep. And then after that, we saw the Bucs take on the Browns, in which they lost in overtime. Tom Brady did everything he could, throwing 2 touchdowns and no picks, but in the end, it just wasn't enough to stop Nick Chubb on the ground as he just annihilated. But, yeah, the Bucs is here. They're just mid.
Yeah, this was like this is a weird game. It went into overtime, and it's the Bucs versus the Browns. I mean, both mid teams went into overtime. I mean, I don't know. That just seems kind of weird to me. Oh man, this game's even got me yawning just talking about it. So, yeah, I mean, Browns won 23-17. Decent game.
Yeah, the Browns, they learned how to hand the ball off to Nick Chubb, which is good because Nick Chubb's a beast. And Nick Chubb, he had 26 carries, 116 yards, 4.5 yards every carry. 4.5 yards every carry, not too good, but he had a touchdown to make up for it. But in a pretty boring game in Cleveland, yeah.
Then, the Baltimore Ravens played Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Ravens were riding high in the AFC North. Justin Tucker thought that after he kicked the game winner against the Lions, he was God. But guess what, Justin Tucker? You're not. So, when Justin Tucker came out to attempt a 67-yard field goal, he thought he was going to knock that thing down and go home feeling like a new man. But he missed. And, at the end of the day, that's not really anyone's fault. It's just they got really unlucky. That was very close. But Lamar has to step it up at the end of the day.
Wow. I mean, crazy game. Came down to the wire. And all these people out here saying, "Oh, the refs, the refs, the refs." It was a catch. The catch in the end zone, it was a catch. I looked it up. The rules are if one foot touches the ground twice, like it touches, you pick it up, touches again, that's basically 2 feet. It's counted as 2 feet. So he did that in the end zone. And everyone's crying about it all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Oh, the refs just gave him that. They wanted to see him win for once. Shut up. The Jags finally won a game. Be happy with that. The Ravens blow.
Yeah, Jags won against the Ravens. Very surprising. Now they have opposite records. Ravens being 7-4, Jags being 4-7. But you know, Lamar Jackson looked good. He passed it to Mark Andrews, but he could have done that a little more considering he was on my fantasy team. But Justin Tucker, he knocked down 4 field goals and then comes out and for the 5th thinking he's the best kicker in the league, thinking he's like a freaking Ronaldo. But he's not, because his longest one in the game was 55. He comes out to knock the 60+, falls short. No surprise, he's just not that good. I mean, he's good, but, like, I'm better, you know?
And the Raiders played the Seahawks. This one went in OT, high-scoring game. I played Josh Jacobs in fantasy, lost by 1 point. And it was all thanks to Josh Jacobs in overtime busting an 86-yard touchdown run. You know, at the end of the day, my least favorite player is Josh Jacobs. He's just a freak. I hate him. He cost me fantasy, and now I'm probably not going to make the playoffs. So, if Josh Jacobs was found dead, I wouldn't shed a tear. So screw him, screw the Raiders, screw the kid from Toy Story, screw whoever else is on, Devontae Adams, screw freaking Darren Waller, screw all of them.
This was a very depressing game coming from a Seahawks player. I mean, lose in overtime to the Raiders. Absolutely terrible. Let's have 5 seconds of silence. Terrible game.
Yeah, I mean, this game was really all Josh Jacobs, as he got like 300+ yards air and ground, which is pretty good. You know, that's like 60 points in fantasy. So if you have him on your fantasy team, you're thankful. But if you're the Seahawks, you got to step it up.
Then Cardinals played the Chargers, 25-24. Chargers came out on top. Kyler Murray didn't do that well. Crapped himself. And DeAndre Hopkins has really been one of the main points for the Cardinals this year on offense, but couldn't get them the win.
I mean, this was a pretty good game. Cardinals are decent. Chargers are decent. It's a decent game. 25-24. One on the wire. Good game.
Yeah, 25-24. Kyler Murray didn't look too good. They need to put Colt McCoy back in if they want to get good yards. But Justin Herbert looked good, being the most passing yards and rushing yards. Good for a quarterback. Austin Eckler looked terrible with the 20 yards. Receiving, he had 60 though, so I may as well just move him to wide receiver because all the Chargers do is pass it to Austin Eckler.
Niners played the Saints. Saints couldn't score a point. They couldn't even take a lick at the end zone. Niners won. Pretty much a boring game.
If your name is Justin Dybig, you are mad. 0 points. That's like the first time in a while I've seen a 0-point game. mean, also, San Francisco, they're supposed to be like a top-ish team. They're almost scoring 13 points on the Saints. That's a pretty bad game.
Yeah.
Rams played Chiefs Sunday night. Chiefs offense just was annihilating. Mahomes threw for 320 yards. Yeah, got them the win. The Rams just suck.
Yeah, the Rams are terrible. I mean, coming off of a Super Bowl win, sucking this bad, I honestly have no clue what happened. Like, it was just a really bad game. 26-10. The Chiefs are a pretty good team, and they just won that game by a lot and very easy.
Yeah, I mean, they had a terrible stat line. Whoever Bryce Perkins, never heard of that dude, but he had 100 yards on the Rams as starting quarterback. He threw 2 interceptions. I mean, he sucks. Don't even know who he is, but off of one game, I could just tell he sucks.
Packers played the Eagles. If your name is Presley Dunn, you're probably crying right now because the Packers suck. They're even worse than the Lions this year, probably even the Bears too. Aaron Rodgers went down with an injury, and Jordan Love had to come in to relieve that old bag of dirt because he was too freaking injured to finish the game. And, Jalen Hurts just kind of sacked up for the Eagles as he actually ran for 157 yards, getting them the win.
Oh, my goodness. This is a crazy game. I mean, Eagles 40, the Packers 33. Aaron Rodgers died mid-game. Oh, yeah. Man, it was crazy. Presley Dunn is feeling it right now. I can see him right now. He's over there crying. Man, I feel sorry for him because the Packers just suck so bad this year. Like, it's kind of embarrassing how bad they suck. I just feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, bad game.
Yeah, if you're pressing on, really mad, and, the school's here for the guy as the school bank. They gave him, 7 donuts so he could be happy, Kid's such an idiot, not gonna lie. But, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, the old hag got injured after throwing 2 interceptions, so they had to put Jordan Love in, who did good. On the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. He looked good, but, it was mainly him on the ground who looked good. Him in the air was all right, but, him on the ground, him.
That's it for the recap. Now on to predictions. Oh, my gosh. Okay. The Colts played the Steelers, which was a pretty boring game that no one cares about because both of these teams are absolute dog water. So, yeah, Steelers came out on top. If you're a Steelers fan, yippee-ki-yay, you got to win. You don't suck anymore. Actually, you still do.
Finally got a win for the Steelers. Bad game.
On God.
That's it. On to the predictions. And now on to the predictions. Standings right now. Evan is in the last, 93-58. Owen is second to last, 95-56. I am first, 99-52. And if you thought Evan hit puberty or something, you'd be wrong. Evan's just not here, so we had Nate on the show filling in for him, and he's going to be filling in his predictions. So, yeah. We start off with the Bills and the Patriots Thursday night. This one could rattle some bones, but let's be honest. The Bills are the best team in the league. They're going to win.
Yeah, this one's a pretty tough game. I mean, Patriots they're doing pretty good. Bills, they came back from 2 weeks ago, Josh Allen not being there. So I'm going to go with the Bills.
No question about it. The Bills are the best team in the league. They've had a few upsets, but it's not going to happen this week.
Packers, Bears. I mean, we all know what happens when Aaron Rodgers takes the field at Soldier Field. He just opens his book of majesty, his book of spells, and just expelliarmuses the defense, and they're going to dominate the Bears.
If Justin Fields is back, the Bears are going to win. If not, the Packers will win. So, I mean, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Justin Fields is not going to be back. So, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Will Aaron Rodgers be back? Will Justin Fields be back? You don't really know in this one, but I feel like the Bears have better backup on offense for their quarterback. So I'm going with Chicago here.
Steelers, Falcons. Both of these teams aren't really that good, but the Falcons are somewhat manageable to watch because they actually have touchdowns over the length of 10 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons right here. The Steelers, not very good. Falcons, decent. So, got to go with the decent team over the not very good team.
Yeah, in Atlanta, I mean, this is a tough one. But, I'm not trying to fall behind Ryan in case something bad happens. So I'm going to take the Falcons.
The Jaguars play the Lions. Oh my gosh. The Vikings play the Jets. Yeah, Vikings.
It's going to be a tough game. Vikings are really good. The Jets are really good. I think it's all going to come up to the defenses. And with the Jets having Sauce Gardner, I think the Jets are going to win this game.
Atmosphere is about to be crazy in Minnesota, so I'm taking the Vikings.
Jags, Lions. The Detroit Lions are coming for revenge. They might drop 50 in this game. They're going to steamroll the Jags.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen also. The Lions are actually doing good for once in forever. I am going to have to go with the Lions.
Yeah, same. I mean, the Jags it was a stupid win last week. And the Lions are going to show them that they're not that good.
The Titans play the Eagles. The Eagles are going to stand defeated as Derrick Henry can't carry the load of the Titans.
I mean, this is a pretty tough game. I mean, yeah, the Eagles are about undefeated. They lost to the Commanders. But, I mean, I don't know. The Texans they're just decent. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Eagles. But it will be a close game.
Yeah, definitely a close game, but I'm going to agree with the Eagles.
The Browns play the Texans. The Browns are winning.
Browns, the Texans blow.
Yeah, Browns.
Commanders play the Giants. Saquon Barkley is going to embarrass the Commanders. Psych. Commanders are winning.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Ryan. The Commanders going to come out on top. It's just going to be great win for the Commanders.
I'm actually gonna take the Giants.
The Broncos play the Ravens. Easy win for the Ravens.
Yep, easy win for the Ravens. Broncos blow. I mean, it's gonna be a terrible game. They're gonna get blown out.
I'll take the Ravens.
The Dolphins play the Niners. Niners are not winning. The Dolphins' offense is too high-powered.
I have a feeling this is gonna be a pretty good game. I mean, Niners have been pretty good these past couple years, but I feel like they're kind of on a downslope right now. And the Dolphins are really good this year for some reason. I think I'm going to have to take the Dolphins on this one. Fins up, baby.
I'm going to take the 49ers.
Seahawks play the Rams. Seahawks are getting the dub here because the Rams are absolute garbage.
This might be biased coming from a Seahawks fan. Seahawks are going to win. The Rams are really bad. Like, really, really bad.
Geno Smith's going to bounce back for that loss. And I'm taking the Seahawks.
Chargers are playing the Raiders. The Raiders are going to get carried by Josh Jacobs again to a loss. The Chargers are winning.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough game. Raiders coming off a big win. Chargers, I think I am going to have to go with the Chargers. They look like a pretty good football team this year. So I'm going to have to go with the Chargers.
If I'm being honest, there's no question about it. The Raiders are winning.
We have a big matchup next. The Bengals are playing the Chiefs in a monumental AFC matchup. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take the Chiefs because the Bengals are just too banged up to beat the Chiefs.
Now this is probably going to be the best game of the week. Bengals versus Chiefs. Chiefs lost last year. I don't know. If Jamar Chase comes back from his hip injury, the Bengals have a really good chance. If he doesn't come back, I hate to say it, but the Chiefs have like an automatic dub. So I think the Chiefs are going to come out on top.
Yeah, I don't really want to say this, but I've picked the Bengals every single week on Inside the Huddle. It's time to switch it up. I'm taking the Chiefs.
The Colts play the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Colts play the Cowboys. I think I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys right here. Dak Prescott looking pretty good. Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys.
Saints, Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Bucks. The Saints coming off a huge loss last week, putting up 0 points. They've got to be mad, but I'm going to have to go with the Bucks in this one.
Saints.
That's it for the predictions in this episode of Inside the Huddle.
I'm Owen.
This is Nathan for Evan.
And I'm Alex Orick.